Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Coffee with Carlson. Today is Monday, March 29th. We're about a minute late. It's been a long weekend, as some of you may have had the same experience. Hope you're having a great day. Weather looks nice outside. Highs in the 80s today. Not sure. It kind of looks like it might rain. Actually, it doesn't. It looks like it might be beautiful. I haven't checked the weather report. Hope you're having a great day. Hope you had a great weekend. Thank you for joining me. My name is Jeff Carlson, thus the name. I wanted to do a quick shout out to one of our customers this morning, Legacy Bicycles, right over there. My good friend Dan Andrews. We've been working together, friends, 25 years. If you need cycling, anything cycling, repairs, new inventory, although maybe the Suez Canal is holding up some bicycles, give Dan a shout. Stop by Legacy Bicycles at the 204 South Ridgewood Drive in downtown Sebring. Dan's really involved in lots of activities around the county and has been for many, many years. Honored to have him on our roster. Next weekend, Easter. I'm not going to talk to you until then. I hope you have a great, blessed day with family and friends, enjoying the time and celebrating Christ. I hope you have a great Easter Sunday, and I'll see you the Monday after, which will be April. I can't believe it's April already. One note about April the 15th deadline, again this year, moved. The IRS moved the deadline. It's not an extension or an automatic extension. The deadline was actually moved from April 15th to May 17th. So that now is the new target for everyone. One important note about that is if you owe tax, still suggests that you pay any tax that you owe as early as possible. But if you owe tax for 2020, the deadline for that has also moved. Doesn't absolve you of any estimated tax penalties, but that also moved to May 17th. The other note is that estimated tax payments for 2021 have not changed. The due dates for those have not changed. So your first estimated tax payment for 2021 is still due April the 15th. So keep that in mind. You might not file your tax return, but go ahead and get the estimated tax payment coupon out if you can on time. Thank you, everyone that's watching this morning. I'm honored to have you on board and happy to have you around. So this week, I go back to some questions that I had from clients. Had a client call me, maybe it was this week or a week ago, asking me if they could contribute to their simple plan for 2020. So I thought I would just spend a few minutes covering these things, basic retirement plans, and some of the deadlines. Traditional and Roth IRAs, simple plans, SEP IRAs, 401ks. Those are pretty much the extent of the retirement plans that most people are involved in outside of any of those quirky things that we talked about a few weeks ago. Oh, I forgot to mention, hope you're having a great, nice, warm cup of strangely warm coffee this morning. I'm going to have a little sip. I didn't get my workout in this morning either. Jessica decided not to wait for me, so I'll catch that this afternoon sometime when I get home. All right, so we'll jump right in and talk about deadlines for retirement contributions for tax year 2020. Now, one thing I always tell people, a lot of people wait until the tax filing deadline, if able, or let's just say the last minute to put money into their retirement plans. And I always recommend against that. If you can, the ideal strategy would be to max out your retirement plans on January 1st of the year that you're making the contributions for. And the reason for that is that you get the entire year of tax-free earnings in that plan so that you don't have to wait. If you wait until April the 15th of the following year, you lost a year and 3.5 months worth of time that you could have been accumulating earnings, dividends, appreciation, all those things could have been occurring in that account for the whole year and 3.5 months. So I always recommend doing that. I think it's a good idea. I think you get the maximum savings out of it, you get the maximum growth out of it, and maximize your tax-free earnings and growth over the year. But traditional and Roth IRAs, those due dates, and I'm talking about due dates for 2020 tax year now, because you can still obviously make contributions for 2021. You can do that now. So IRAs and Roth IRAs have to be funded by April 15th. You have to get that in, get the money in. If you haven't yet, go ahead and put that in for the current tax year. Make sure that you get it in I'm not 100% sure if that due date moved or not, but go ahead and get it in now anyway to maximize your growth and tax savings for the previous year. So traditional and Roths, April 15th tax due date for your contributions. Simple IRAs, for those of you that don't know, are very similar to it's a simpler form of 401k where you don't have to set up all of the structure around 401k for a business. So we have a simple plan here at the office for the team to contribute to. Simple plans are a little bit more complicated because you do have to set up plan documents through, you might be able to do it yourself. We did ours through a financial advisor. So you have to have that set up. Now, this is 2020 year. That had to have already been set up October 1. So if you already had one set up prior to that, you were okay. You can still fund it. But those are actually salary deferrals going into retirement plan. So you had to have those funded by December 31st of 2020. So if you didn't make that contribution, that was the question that the client asked me about. They wanted to contribute to their simple, and I told them it was too late. The other caveat to a simple IRA is, I'm not going to get in a lot of details, but in this particular instance, remember that simple IRAs are tied to payroll. So if you have a small corporation, you're required to pay yourself a paycheck if you provide services to the corporation. This is one of those areas where you could hurt yourself if you didn't. Sorry, I had some popcorn last night. There's some stuck in my teeth. If you didn't have any payroll in your small corporation, this is one area where you cannot fund it, even if you're still within the year of funding, if you don't have any payroll to offset it. And one of the first questions I ask about retirement plans is how much do you want to put in to the account? Then we start talking about the type of account and the structure that you want to set up. Of course, your age, timeline, earnings, all that goes into it as well. But traditional IRAs and Roth IRAs, $6,000 limits. Simple IRAs are $13,500, not including the catch-up contributions. So if you have the ability to do that, obviously that's better. If you have a small company, you could fund all of that in January of the year that you're wanting to fund it for. So for this year, 2021, for instance, you could fund that now or on January 1st. If you created yourself, say, a bonus check for $20,000, netted out the taxes, and then sent the rest to maximize your contribution, you could do that in January. And if you have some flexibility at your offices with bonuses, maybe you could do the same thing for your employees. But the one thing to understand, you cannot start that or fund it after December 31st. So it's tied to payroll. You have to do that. SEP IRAs. SEP IRAs are similar to traditional IRAs, but they're really for self-employed. So the self-employed IRA gives you a much higher contribution limit, 25% of net earnings or compensation, typically tied to a Schedule C small business, but 25% of that up to $57,000. So if you have a small business that files under a Schedule C, you have the opportunity to do that. Those funding dates are, and they're tied to the tax return, so you have to know what the tax numbers are going to be. So obviously those due dates are April 15th or even extended due date to October 15th for personal returns if you're able to get an automatic extension. So think about that. That's one of the ones that gets the longest time horizon to fund. So you want to go ahead and get that in as soon as possible. The next one, finally, we'll cover the individual 401k plan. So 401k plans are normally funded by are normally funded through, there's a salary deferral plan. So it's kind of a deferred, it's a deferred comp plan. See, if I wasn't doing this live and I was editing it, I might cut out the stuff so that I don't stumble across what I'm saying. 401k plans funded through salary deferrals. It comes out of your paycheck. So definitely tied to payroll, has to be funded within the year that you're contributing for. So it would normally come out every week, biweekly, every paycheck. You would have a little bit come out of that. Obviously, you want to put that in during the year. You can't fund it after December 31st. W-2s have already been issued. Payroll tax returns have already been completed. So you can't fund that after December 31st. You want to make sure you fund it through your payroll for the prior year. If you work for a small employer that has a 401k plan, they might be able to be flexible with their payroll to help you fund it through a bonus maybe at the beginning or the end of the year. But just like everything else, you want to front load that. So fund as much as you can So you max out that contribution earlier in the year so that you get the whole year's worth of tax deferral out of it, and you're not waiting until the end of the time to get there. Good morning, Mrs. Swain. Whoops, I thought I was typing, but I'm not. All right, so that's a little short explanation of retirement plan due dates for you. If you have any of those, if you haven't funded or if you could fund, then you could do that already if you still have some time. Don't forget, tax filing deadline moved from April 15th to May 17th, not estimated tax payment due dates. Those are still due April the 15th. As always, if you want more information on this or any of our other shows, please contact us through our web at carlsonaccounting.com, by phone 863-382-4141, or through social or any other way that you feel is convenient to talk to us through. We'll give you a shout out. You can schedule appointments, virtual, phone, in the office, right on our webpage, again at carlsonaccounting.com. As always, we hope this helped a little bit. Please like and share. If you haven't, head over to our YouTube channel as well and give that a like and a share so that we can try and grow the channel and get more people and more topics that people are interested in. And if you have a topic you're interested in, shoot it in the comments below, and I'll see if I can put together a show about it later on. Thank you very much, everyone. Have a fantastic Easter. God bless. Have a great day.